Hey, if you're getting this video, it's because your pastor has been checking out New Start Discipleship, which is a program that I run to help churches have a crystal clear discipleship strategy for brand new Christians. The bottom line is, and the little dirty secret is, that a lot of churches don't have a discipleship plan, even though that's the main point of the Great Commission. It's literally the main verb. Now, if your church doesn't currently have a really clear plan, I've found that giving people a clear entrance and a clear pathway to discipleship raises the likelihood that they'll actually get involved in it, right? And attendance is not the most meaningful metric. There were thousands of people that came to Jesus' open air preaching, but only a few of them became his disciples until they multiplied that. And that's what New Start Discipleship is trying to do. Now, if you are interested, you can, your pastor very possibly is, whoops, I'm going to try to click this off here. Your pastor is very possibly going to talk to you about this coaching program that is going away very soon. This whole coaching program, essentially what happens is I help him get it up and running in 8 weeks. So an entire process. I do weekly checklists. I do Zoom check-ins every single week. We do a private Facebook group for pastors. We do onboarding videos and coaching videos. And I do unlimited email access to me. So he can reach out to me at any time in those 8 weeks, as many times as he wants, and say, what do you think about this? How do I work with this? And I can absolutely put those things, I can answer those questions and help them keep moving forward. So in 8 weeks, the goal of this is that they would be able to have the whole thing happening and completely ready to go in 8 weeks. And so there's a lot of stuff involved. I've got a lot of reviews, and there's a ton of materials that are included in it, all these modules of New Start Discipleship, which essentially help you be able to walk with a brand new believer for 2 to 3 years, if you want to do that, well, at least 1 to 2. And so all these modules, it talks about how to form devotional habits, how to live as part of a church, get along. It talks about defending your faith. It talks about how to pray the Psalms. It talks about baptism. It talks about establishing family devotions. It talks about the gospel and what the gospel really is in the New Testament. It talks about the obedience challenge, which is 90 days to get to know Jesus and obey his commands. All right, there's 48 commands of Jesus in the New Testament, and I teach all the way through those and have a brand new Christian learn how to do it. It's powerful stuff. Now, all of these, unlimited printing license is included. So a full year of unlimited printing license of all of these tools, any of them that your church wants to use. And then, of course, the coaching that helps it all get in place. Now, here's what you need to know. The truth is, and this is why I think your church ought to pay for it. And if your pastor's sending this to you, I just want to tell you, he didn't ask me to do this, but I want to tell you why, okay? Here's why your church ought to pay for it and have a clear plan and help your pastor establish and get this plan going. Here's why. Because new attenders don't pay the bills, but disciples do, right? New attenders don't pay the bills, but disciples do. This is $500, $497, right? $497 for a full year. And this whole the coaching program, all of that, all of the personal attention that I'm pouring into this for $497 for a full year. Now, if you don't currently have a plan and you want to get one established, we can have it done. But here's my question to you. You say, man, $497. Wow, is that necessary? Let me tell you. What if, because you had a clear plan, you kept one more person than you would have kept otherwise? What if you kept one more person and that one person dropped, let's say they dropped $20 a week in the offering plate. Let's just say that happened, right? Let's say they started tithing, right? Even if they don't start tithing, what if they drop $20 a week in the offering plate? That's probably not even their tithe, right? That's $80 a week. You know what this means? $80, I'm sorry, it's $80 a month. That means that this costs you $0. You understand that? Like, money spent on the core mission is never an expense. It's always an investment. So that's my pitch to you. If you're a church board member, you ought to do this. You ought to call your pastor up and say, hey, I'm convinced, man. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger. Go for it. This is going to close down Monday at 11:59 p.m. All right. So over this weekend, you've got a little bit of time to talk about it. That's my pitch to you. I think you ought to do it because new attenders don't pay the bills, but disciples do. All right. Thanks a lot, and I hope you guys can join in, and I will see your pastor in the members area. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.